Shalawam, shalawam, shalawam. All right. First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalawam and sincere Akyam out there, the tabernacle of David, the house of David, coming together, all right? Coming together once again, sealed, ready for the wedding. Sincere brothers, as well as sincere sisters. Ahtham, that's coming together, okay? Maintaining themselves in order. Shalawam to all. Kwam Yasharahla, Kwam Tazahawan. We dealing with the elect. Yahawah Ratazah. We be of that number. So, hey, main topic, man. What's been going on? Migrant situation, right? And I'm gonna let the brothers get up in here. You know, once we get to 10 people, then we'll go into it. All right. So share the live, tap the screen, whatever. But this live will be on the migrant situation that's going on and everything that it's affecting. Shalawam to all coming in. Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham to all coming in. Where we at, 5? Man, I'll be noticing the algorithms on this account is different. You know, it's all good though. I give it about another minute. If we're not at 10 in another minute, then we'll just begin. I wonder if they even be letting the brothers know I'm live. Like, they probably don't. It goes out. What you mean? It goes out. Well, shoot. If it goes out, then where the brothers at? Shoot, it goes out. On the other account, it's like, hey, that's what I was saying. I think this account might be shadow banned or something. Sometimes it tell me, sometimes it don't. That's what I be saying. Sometimes it tells you, sometimes it don't. Yeah, for sure. All right, we good. Let's begin.
Several asylum asylum seekers were recently arrested after an attack took place on the NYPD right here in Times Square. But after being controversially released, they may have fled the city and the country. And critics say this kind of thing is probably going to happen again.
Plenty of questions tonight about the aftermath of a brutal attack. 4 out of the 5 men originally arrested were released without bail.
Why aren't they in jail right now? Our criminal justice system is upside down.
Even more concerning, it's believed some of those suspects have already skipped town.
What do you have to say to the people of New York? You have nothing to say to the citizens of New York?
Police report a jump of 1,885 assaults in 2022 to 2,235 last year.
Let's get that.
New York. You have nothing to say to the citizens of New York?
Police report a jump of 1,800.
All right, that's beautiful. So, as these migrants come in, man, what's happening? Crime is going up. Everything is growing worse and worse. People waxing worse and worse around this entire planet, regardless. But guess what? Guess where everybody's going? Guess where everybody's sending the undesirables? To Babylon, right? The people that they no longer want or in their country and things like that. Cartels, gang members, etc., etc. As we go into this, you're going to see these guys that assaulted the police, this large group, right? I'm not going to spoil it. You know, we're going to go into it. But these are, man, these demons, man. That's what you're going to see. It's basically just demons. And this is happening, yes, in New York, but in every other major city as well. How I said, if brothers caught my migrant dream on YouTube, I walked into Walmart the other day and it was over 50 migrants in there, whether it being Moabite or Ishmaelite, you know what I'm saying, or even Issachar, Zebulun, Asher, Naphtali, right, with book bags on their backs, trying to sell people stuff. All right, so at this point in time, man, all these countries, all the countries of the earth, regardless, stretching as far as China, are coming into Babylon via that route. If brothers have watched the Muck Rucker documentary, they're coming up through Ecuador, and they're coming in and laying their head in America. All right, we'll get the scripture from the brother, Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Let's get that 13 and that 14. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this is speaking of the elect men. This is speaking of the elect men. Okay? When you read Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved up out of it. That's speaking of the elect man at the end of the day. So you want to be that elect man. You don't want to be on the other side of the coin. This is why I urge you, brothers, to do works and to go forth and make your election sure. And Shalawam to that brother Kazak Gabar, man. That was a good live you did today. I was at the plantation and I caught a lot of it, you know, and that was nice to see you doing that work. And I checked out your YouTube page. You know, you got some videos, you coming. So that's what's up. That's all we want to see, man. That's beautiful. That, you know, that the elders would applaud you on that. Putting in works. Because brothers don't put in works, man. And you young in this thing. So that's a beautiful thing. Continue to grind and continue to go hard. All right? We should be able to go on here, man, on the YouTube, on whatever, man, and see brothers branching out and planting seeds. You was bringing out a lot of things and planting seeds. Regardless, repetition is a mastery trait. It doesn't matter if I done heard the scripture 5 times, 10 times, read it again. We always going to read certain scriptures over and over because brothers and sisters need to get these implanted in your mind. This is part of falling in love. All right? It does not get old. We are in love with this thing. So, good scripture, Hakama. Love for many shall wax cold and cold. These people are, these numbers in 2024, if we, you know what I'm saying? These numbers is going to be, hey, I promise you, double because of the migrants and the activity that they're bringing into this nation. It's going to be double in New York. And because New York, if brothers have been watching, this is a good channel for brothers to check up on. This brother, Cash Jordan, spelt Cashjordan. Cash Jordan. He does a lot of reporting on the migrants and the situation that's going on. And since New York is bringing in so many migrants, and they're what? They're giving them a prepaid credit card so they can what? They can purchase an apartment, food, clothes, etc. Well, where's that money coming from? That money's coming from the budget. So, did they have that money? No. So what do they have to do? Make budget cuts. To where? Where are they going to cut the money from? The police department, the fire department, the emergency, ambulance, etc. The roads, right? All that money is going to be cut from different departments of the city just to fund these migrants. Because why? They want to vote, or they want them to join the military, or they want them to increase the economy. At the end of the day, if you understand economics, all these migrants, and it's been over 1 million migrants to come into this country since October. All these migrants are going to what? They're going to expediently crash the dollar. They're expressing the crashing of the dollar. All right? They're giving it no value because there's so many people coming into this thing. So they said, hey, them PPP loans wasn't doing it enough. That stimulus check wasn't doing it fast enough. Everything, we was just giving out money and giving out money to LLCs and all that wasn't doing it quick enough. Let's bring all these people in and let's give them prepaid credit cards and speed up this dollar collapsing. And once that happens, man, hey, once the stock market crash and the dollar gone, hey, man, it's up. It's up. You're not going to be able to stop it. All right? Martial law and all that will be applied, and it will be justified to throw brothers and sisters in the camps. All right? Also pay attention what's going on. You need to pay attention. If you watching, as Yahawashi told us to watch, pay attention to what's going on in New York, California, and also Washington, D.C. And shout out to the GMS D.C. camps, all right? Because right now they're making it a law that if two brothers are assembled together and the cops deem it a threat, they can arrest you on the spot. That's law now in Washington, D.C. And you do not think that's going to spread across the country? Yes, it's going to spread. That stupid, petty law is going to spread across the country. So then, hey, you come up and you see the brothers, some brothers be, at our camp, we 10 deep at our camp, all right? So the cops, if they deem it a threat, once that law gets to California, they're going to be able to arrest us all. And what do you know that to be? Amos 8 and 11, all right? Famine of the word. So, I'm going to go down here, see if brothers got any precepts. And then I'm going to keep going. All right, Hakamah with another precept. 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter. Let's get it. 2 Timothy 3, 1-5. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. One of those days, right now, the last days of Esau, Edom's kingdom. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient, not set apart. Everybody's what? Trendy, living a trendy lifestyle, trying to be in the masses. All right, everybody wants to do what everybody's doing. Okay, just a heathenistic, Hellenistic mindset that our people live. Without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Aren't the brothers despised? Aren't we despised because we actually out here trying to be righteous? We out here trying to tell our people the correct way to live, but they despise us. All these things are coming forth. You have all these liars. Man, you can't even, the dating scene, can't even talk to a chick. You don't even know if she a liar, man. Telling you the only one, but she got 5 dudes on the back burner. Okay? Liars, blasphemers. Everybody wants to make a joke about the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Everybody, man. Blasphemers of the word, disobedient to parents. You see all these badass kids constantly. And I used to work in the school system for a little while. And these kids is bad. Starting in kindergarten. Twerking. Doing that bullshit. Yeah, before that video came out with them little girls twerking, I saw that shit in the school system. Okay? Sexy Red and all these females have destroyed these kids. I don't know how you 6 years old, 5 years old, and you think that it's okay for you to twerk. It's because of your fucking wicked ass parents. At the end of the day, man, saw that stuff. It's crazy. These are those last days. This is what we was watching for. This is how we know Yahawashi is about to appear. He comes like a thief in the night. We understand that he's about to arrive. So he's not going to rob from us. He's not going to take from us. Everybody else, all them other brothers that's not paying attention, the 2/3 of our people, oh, you getting destroyed because you wasn't on the watch. All right. Fourth verse. Traitors, heedy, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahawah. Bahasham Yahawashi. High-minded. Because brothers be in this truth and you get high-minded, wisdom puffs up the chest. So you get to thinking, oh, just because you've been in this thing 8, 10 years, whatever, that you are something. No, we are low. Maintain that low, down to earth spirit. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this thing. All right. I saw it like I was applauding the brother Kazak Gabar today. Right. Shalawam to you again. That brother was on fire. I shared this live, man, to the brothers like, yo, this brother doing his thing, bringing out scriptures, quoting scriptures, going hard. You could tell the spirit was on the brother, right? And he's been in this thing, what? You said about 6 months, all right? So that's beautiful, man, all right? Still a brother. Brother could be 144 or 1/3. He has an urge to get out here and speak. As long as the brother's getting out here and speak the correct doctrine, and coming in the names of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Wakakadash, you applaud that brother, man. All right, because a lot of brothers ain't getting out here and doing that. All right, so, hey, that was good scriptures, Hakamah, the water. You know, let's keep going. Coming from the brother Kazak Gabar, 2nd Esdras 5:2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And that's what's happening. During the time of Esdras, right? The time of Esdras, you could call him Ezra. That was the time of the Medo-Persian Empire. You know, you can read the book of Esther, Nehemiah. This is when Esdras was on the scene. Okay, so during that time, what was our people doing? The same thing they're doing now. They're going forth and worshiping heathen gods. That's why they were false gods. That's why they were sent into captivity. Jeremiah warned them to not go and do all that stuff, but they would not listen. So Ezra's what? It said in, the 14th chapter that he would be saved from all of that. And it meant, because he still had to go forth and have the books written and prophesy and all of that. It meant in these last times, and I'm going to get that scripture later on. But yes, the times now are far worse than the times before. Jacob's trouble is the worst point in history, past, present, or future. You will not find another time worse than the time period we are about to experience. You can go to Noah's time. You can go to the Sodom and Gomorrah. You can go to whatever time you want to go to. 70 AD, whatever time you want to go to. Jacob's trouble is not going to be compared. You cannot compare any of those times to Jacob's trouble. This is what brothers and sisters need to understand and take heed to the situation that is about to take place. This is not a time to play around, all right? Yeah, they will use these migrants for cheap labor. And, you know, people complaining about working basic jobs. Hey, these migrants not going to complain. They coming from a third world country. You in America over here complaining. They not going to complain, trust me. I mean, I've been to certain third world countries like the Philippines and, you know, certain countries and saw how brothers and sisters is living. And I could say, man, the projects and all that is not, you can't compare that shit to what they really living at. They really living in third world countries. You over here in America complaining and not being grateful that you got running water, man. They got to go to the well still like the old times and crank some water and pull it up in a bucket. And that's how they wash their ass. And you complaining about some bullshit. This is how it is, man. Babylonians, Americans don't understand how good you have it. Regardless, we are blessed. We can go to the store with a little bit of money and live like a king in the old times, right? So understand that we are blessed in this nation, man. All right? And these migrants ain't gonna bat an eye. You over here complaining about flipping burgers, they gonna do it for half the price that you was getting paid. They don't care about no damn minimum wage. They gonna do it for half the price. Trust me. That's why Issachar is so damn loved. You go pick up Issachar at the Home Depot and they put a roof together real quick. And you pay them half what you was gonna pay a construction worker or architect or whatever. All right? So, yeah, man, y'all better understand what y'all up against. All right? Let's get that from the brother Kazak. Good boy, Matthew 16:3. You know, after I get this scripture, we'll go let the video go some more. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowing. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the times? Your past precept. Yes. Yes. Watch. If brothers ain't watching, praying, fasting, I don't know what you're doing. You're not reading this word and trying to understand it and watching the elders get a breakdowns and watching brothers get a breakdowns. What are you doing? This is the most important part of your day. When you come forth and hear the scriptures brought out and get these breakdowns and watch breakdowns and go forth and do your own research and bring out things on your own. Don't just rely on TikTok to bring these things out. What do you got to do? Study to show thyself approved. Go into these things. Get into the numbers. Get into the stats. Grow in the spirit. All right? You dwell more in the spirit. You seek. What you supposed to do? Seek the face of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Seek his name. You got the name. Seek the face. Love him with all your might, your body, and your soul. That's what you're supposed to do, man. And guess what? He's going to come forth and give you the spirit. I'm going to get that Proverbs real quick. You know, one of my favorites. Proverbs, the first chapter. And 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. That's what a lot of us brothers did. We turned at the reproof. We heard the brothers on the corners talking, and we listened. We turned at they was reproving us, rebuking us. We turned and listened. So what did Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi do? He kept his word. Let's read this one more time. Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. What did he do? He poured out the spirit. He poured out the spirit. I will make known my words unto you. What's the words? The scriptures. We understand it now. The brothers that have seeked and turned at the reproof. The brothers that are doing their best to keep the laws and commandments and statutes, man. And commandments. All right? You know? I don't know what that brother talking about. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Fuck Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahawah is his treasure. Exactly. Exactly. And how do you get that? By praying, by studying, by asking Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for that, by fearing Yahawah. It's how you get it. All right? Study to show thyself approved. Who said her name used to be? What the hell? All right, let's keep going, though. I'll read that because the brother posted it. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Exactly. And fucking Biden ain't got no damn vision, man. This dude got dementia talking about he talking to dead people and shit. All right, if brothers seen that. All right, let's keep going.
85 assaults in 2022 to 2,235 last year.
Here we are in Times Square, right where this incident took place. Now, some of the people involved have been arrested, released. Others never got caught, and there's a manhunt underway for them right now. Where are you guys from? Arizona. If people beat up the cops in Arizona, do they get released without bail? No. Now, why those folks walked free, that's its own controversial issue, which we'll get to. But first, it's important to understand that although there seems to be mass outrage over all of this from everybody, including citizens and the police, what many people don't realize is that this kind of thing in New York, an attack against police or something crazy that just goes unpunished, that's how things normally work in New York. And look at this, late last year, police officers were assaulted after asking people to stop smoking cigarettes in the subway where there's cameras everywhere. The officer in that incident ended up in the hospital. And look at this other crazy story nobody heard about. Someone had an illegal weapon in the subway, committed a crime, and they were also released without bail. And what that means is this story, the controversial arrest and release of these suspects, is part of a much larger thing happening here in New York. Very frightening, and that nobody really wants to discuss. And that
Nobody really wants to discuss. Khan, that's a beautiful precept coming from Bahasham. Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom, and this place is modern day Edom, okay, ran by the Edomites. Thus saith Yahawah of hosts, Yahawah, right? He exists, of hosts. Host means armies. So he's the Lord of the armies. The armies being what? The angels, the Halalyam, the chariots. All right? So Yahawah of hosts, of armies, is wisdom. No more in Taman. Taman being the capital city of Babylon or Edom, right? That would be Washington, D.C., you know, or you can also Basra, right? Is wisdom no more in Taman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So prudent, meaning, you know, wise and smart or whatever, is counsel perished from the prudent. What are y'all meetings? Are y'all meetings no longer cause an effect? What are y'all doing? Y'all talking about stuff and this is what's going on? You allowing cops to get beat up by migrants and they're released a day after the incident and they're not punished? You just let them go, no bail or nothing, right? Like, it's no consequences. You know, you actually trust that these criminals that beat up cops, bro, if you got enough balls to beat up some cops, I don't think you're actually going to come back for the court case, okay? And as you will see in this video, we're going to finish it, but come on, man. They dust of the earth, man. Is their wisdom vanished? And to answer that question, yes, their wisdom has vanished. Let's get another scripture to support that. Genesis 3:14. And Yahawah power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Speaking of the serpent, but we know the serpent to be who? Esau, Edom, all right? Via the spirit, via reincarnation. Serpent being not no damn animal, but a man, okay? A group of men, the serpent, all right? Just snakes, wicked, the wicked. Anybody coming from that line would be sons of the wicked, all right? Upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. Eating dust meaning no understanding. So getting back to the brother's point in Jeremiah 49:7, yes, their wisdom has vanished. Now, did Esau, Edom have wisdom at a point in time? They stole and they copied a lot of things, but scripture says also that they were wiser than Daniel, all right, at a point in time. That's how they rose up and overtook us. Through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, he allowed them to do that. He allowed them to be wise and to do secret councils and your Bilderberg groups and your banking systems, your social credit system, all of this stuff that they used to enslave us, right? But now their wisdom is disappearing. They have no understanding now, all right? Let's keep going.
We're not only going to break down what happened between police and the asylum seekers, we're also going to go over why the district attorney released them without bail, and we're going to look at actions the NYPD is now taking that some people think are controversial and retaliatory. But first, we've got to go over why the NYPD was attacked right here in one of the busiest, most iconic parts of New York City.
Around 8:30 Saturday night, you can see 5 men and 2 officers interacting on camera. Seems calm and ordinary until the pair of officers attempt to take down one of the men in yellow, pictured here. And then it gets ugly.
We saw the video. Reprehensible.
Cowards. It starts with
So, as you can see from the video, the police, they were here and they were just out on a routine patrol. But then they saw something suspicious happening and decided to move in. And then they put their hands on one of the individuals, and that's when everything took a turn for the worse. Now, these officers, they're armed. And even though this was an extremely tragic incident, armed officers could have decided to escalate things further. And the fact that they didn't shows incredible restraint on their part. But to add insult to injury, the controversial actions taken by Manhattan's district attorney probably made the whole situation way worse, as you're about to see.
Hey, Bragg, why did you not ask for bail? Why didn't you ask for bail? District Attorney Alvin Bragg trying to get away from questions about his
And he a
decision
Jake.
to release
Look,
5
that's a
migrants
Jake.
charged with assaulting 2 NYPD officers in Times Square.
You have nothing to say to the citizens of New York.
No bail. You're free to go, but you have to come back. That's essentially what these guys were
And the
told.
mayor of New York is a
Critics say
Jake.
that the failure to protect officers and the public by keeping these people off the streets is setting the wrong signal. Basically, it's letting the crime world know that there aren't a whole lot of consequences here for doing something like this. Now, no.
Boom. Right? What? There aren't a lot of consequences for doing something like that. What did they do? They attack the police, the law, the enforcers. You don't think that this is going to send echoes across the nation? This is New York City, man. This is the hold up, wait a minute. But this is the apple. You know, the big apple. This is the what you would call the center of the world. This is where everything goes down at. New York City. Alright. Where's my charger? Right here. Alright, so everybody's watching New York. Whatever goes down in New York, it's shaping the world. So this right now is letting you know lawlessness in America is tolerated. Oh man, we can attack the cops now and nothing will happen to us. I'll get that scripture about in their own craftiness. 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of the world is foolishness with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Exactly. So, yeah. So, man, they thinking, because what? At the end of the day, we get back to the root. The elite, so-called elite of this world, of this kingdom, right? This world meaning the kingdom of Esau, Edom. That's their world. The elite of this kingdom is doing a lot of this on purpose. Because going back to the root, the UN is funding all these migrants to come in. And then NYC is funding these migrants to stay. This is what you know. This is what you know as a, what do they call it? A shelter city? Or, you know, if brothers had looked at it, I don't think that's the correct word. But, you know, it's like a shelter. Nah, it ain't a shelter, but whatever. It's a place where you can go and actually be safe from persecution and all of that. All right, and we'll get that Daniel 12:10. Coming from the brother Yasharahla. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And those brothers that will be purified, that's speaking also of the white robes, those new garments, all right, meaning new bodies. All right, you know, we know Paul really broke down the new bodies to us, but if you understand, this is actually a precept to some of that. Being new bodies, being purified, made white, those robes, as Yahawashi told us in the Revelation, as we was told about in 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter, right? Those crowns, those new bodies, those white robes. Yes. So I'm going to read the second half of that again. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And this is why, hey, we don't go back and forth with brothers, man. Elder Tahar keeps reiterating, this is for the elect and the elect only. So this is not for debate, all right? The brother Gabar Donna said the other day, man, we not here to debate. Y'all trying to bring up, who is that, Sakari, with your little $1,000 and shit? No, we're not here to do none of that. Y'all are entertainment clowns, entertainment dummies, man. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to entertain Yasharahla. We are not here for entertainment. We're here to edify and to feed the sheep at the end of the day. You know, so yeah, the wicked ain't gonna get it. The 2/3 of our people not gonna get it. And they gonna do what? They came from Ecuador, they came from Venezuela. As we will find out in this video, these guys are Venezuelans. They was doing wickedness over there. They gonna do wickedness over here. And then you know, we might not finish all this because it's a long video, about 15 minutes. I don't want to go through all of it. But they're gonna get they're gonna get bus tickets and they're gonna go down to Georgia. And what are they gonna do in Georgia? They're gonna do wickedness there. All right. And I'll get that from the brother as well. From the brother Kazak. Wise to do evil. Is that the one you talking about? Yeah, I think. All right, Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish meaning stupid. And they have no understanding. None understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. So, once again, a wicked soul, a 2/3 brother, regardless if it's 2024 or if it's 764 BC. That 2/3 brother is going to be a 2/3 brother at the end of the day. All right? You know? And the governor of Texas is in the know. He's playing along with his role that he has to play along with. He's a Amalekite at the end of the day. All right? What's his name? Abbott or whatever. What's his name? Something Andro. I forgot his name, but the elders have talked about it already. He's in the know. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and he's just playing a role. He's just playing his position. Like Trump is playing his position. Like Biden is playing his position. Because what is their ultimate goal? To bring forth martial law. And to bring forth a civil war. And when they want it to happen, it's going to come happen. They may think, Esau believes that they're doing it on their own might and their own strength and their own wisdom. But as the brother had brought out with that scripture, he takes them in their own craftiness. So Esau may believe, hey, we bringing forth a civil war. We bringing forth the nukes. We bringing forth all this. And what we going to do? We just going to go hide in our bunkers. But hey, Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi has the upper hand every single time that you think you're getting away with something. All right?
It's the district attorney's job to protect the general public by keeping dangerous criminals off the streets. And it's not like bail denies someone their freedom. You post bail and you get the bail back as long as you come back. And look, I don't know as much about the law as the district attorney does, whether you agree with him or not, but critics say he's controversially claiming that there wasn't enough evidence to hold these guys in lieu of bail in the first place. This is one of the folks who was released, and regardless of whether or not he's innocent, this isn't a respectful way to act around law enforcement. And now that they've been released, the only thing holding them accountable to come back to court is the honor system, because they're out on their own right now.
They're not coming back.
Nobody seems to know where that is.
They're not coming back. You know they ain't coming back.
Now, the latest information that the police have is that the suspects fled the city after using fake names to obtain bus tickets through a non-profit. People are saying that by using a bus to get out of town through a non-profit, they likely would have encountered very few police on their way out of the state. And that probably means they won't be back in court, but this raises a much larger, more concerning question.
Why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance? Our criminal justice system is upside down.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, not just in New York, but in the entire country, have very similar questions. But the way that the courts work in New York City is why these guys were released. And that's because there are 2 schools of thought on how to prosecute crime. The first is to prosecute everybody and lock them up and throw away the key. And the second is that over-prosecuting crime or prosecuting the wrong person for the wrong crime is going to have a negative impact on society as a whole, so we should be very careful before we turn the wheels of justice. And that explains why the district attorney said that there wasn't enough evidence to hold everybody that was on video. He didn't want to prosecute the wrong people. And the reason people say not enough video evidence is kind of ridiculous is because Times Square is one of the most heavily surveilled places in America. And that's why the release of these suspects, as outrageous as some might find it, that's just how things work here in the city. But there's another problem, and that's because New York City is a sanctuary city, and that special status may have actually made things easier for the suspects to escape.
Sanctuary city. All right. And I'm pretty much done with this video. So this is Cash Jordan. It begins. NYC stars arresting migrants. If brothers want to check it out, and I want to bring up this picture.
Even staff today says if federal authorities wished.
These are the brothers, man, and they look to be of the Northern Kingdom. Okay, Israelites look to be of the Northern Kingdom. So, it is what it is, man. Migrants. A lot of the migrants are Northern Kingdom, but majority of the migrants are Moabites. All right, you may think it's mostly Issachar, Zebulun, Naphtali, all of that. But a lot of them are Moabites. All right. But yeah, a lot of them are Northern Kingdom as well. But according to the stats, the majority, the utmost is Moabites that are coming through. All right. Because a lot of our people, we call that trail that they're taking from Ecuador up here the new Trail of Tears, man. A lot of them are perishing, unaliving in the forest, catching sicknesses. Wild animals attacking them, cartels taking them, enslaving them, sex trafficking, etc., etc. So, hey, Jake is getting it, man. Jake is getting it on their way to make it to Babylon. If you do make it, then it becomes increasingly hard, to live around here, trying to get opportunities and stuff like that. This brother on his page also he went into the shelters, and a lot of these migrants are in these shelters fighting, stealing, stabbing, etc., man. Waxing worse and worse. So, yeah, I heard about the wildfire in Chile. Nobody's talking about it. The same thing that happened in Hawaii, right? They did that, all right, in Chile. Yeah, we already said that. We always say that. They come into Babylon for salvation or for judgment. The elders always say that. Ain't no maybe. Ain't no maybe. I said that. I say that like every video, I think. Yeah, they come in here for salvation or judgment. Let's get that. I broke that down on a couple videos ago. When what's that, Ezekiel 20? I think it's Ezekiel 20 and Ezekiel 22. Ezekiel 22 and 18. Son of man, the house of Yasharahla is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah power, because ye are all become dross. Behold, therefore, I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Right? So yes, this is the gathering. This is where we at. This is 2nd Esdras 15th chapter. Okay, starting at 15, going to 21, you keep going. 2nd Esdras 16th chapter, up there in the 60s, 63, 68, right? So yeah, Khan, yeah. And that's what tribe is that? Naphtali, right? Or be coming up here. So, hey, gathering. Cause look, man, a lot of these migrants, who they worship? Jesus Christ. Okay? They don't know Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. They're not catching the videos. They're doing false God worship. So they're being gathered, and like I said, they're being unalive on the trail, or they're being unalived in Babylon. Or they're coming for salvation or judgment at the end of the day. So hey, maybe some of these brothers, because it's GMS in South America and Mexico and things like that, right? But maybe some of these brothers be walking on the streets and catch the elders. Okay, just maybe. Kinda, that's what I said, the new Trail of Tears. Is this repeat Yaram your day? What is this? Let me stop. Alright, but yeah, so I want to get dang, I had a video in mind, but I can't remember it. What that brother said though, sanctuary cities. Matter of fact, let's see if we could get that and get exactly what sanctuary cities are. I want to pull up the map. Sanctuary. Sanctuary cities. Because it's your major cities, but it's also mostly your coastal cities. I need a map. Maybe they'll show you the map on this one.
Stressed out? Time to refresh your rhythm with Trident.
I'm Julia Manchester. What's America thinking? Well, this week it's been a lot of fear and concern around immigration. From the ultimate death of the bipartisan border deal to a shocking act of violence caught on camera in Times Square. Reporting on this story from Nexstar Nation's WPIX in New York is reporter Anthony DiLorenzo. Let's take a look.
Well, it's a sore subject for the NYPD, the fact that all 5 of these suspects have been set free. Now, some are
it's the same story.
Those accused who are living in migrant shelters should be living in the country at all. A chorus of outrage growing from video of...
Oh, they actually showing you this. Oh, they ain't show you the video last time.
Took a swing at my lieutenant.
Hello, man. Hello. Let's watch that shit again.
Living in the country at all. A chorus of outrage growing from video of this shocking beatdown on NYPD cops in Times Square.
Dang.
Took a swing at my lieutenant, hit him in the head. They fell to the floor, and then it just became a pile-on, a melee.
Politicians and police decrying the 8 versus 2 attack, leaving a lieutenant and officer bloodied and bruised.
Reprehensible. Cowards.
I'm disgusted by what I saw.
Mayor Adams breaking his
That's
silence exclusively on Pix 11 about this Saturday shellacking, allegedly perpetrated by a group of men the NYPD classifies as migrants, causing a disturbance.
Those who are breaking our laws, we need to re-examine the laws that don't allow us to deport them.
New York does not have the power to deport criminals, only the feds do. But there's a bipartisan bid to change removal rules. Staten Island Congresswoman Nicole Miliatakis saying migrants who commit crimes here should be deported immediately and have any future immigration application denied. Governor Hochul said it's worth looking into.
If someone commits a crime against a police officer in the state of New York, and they're not, they're not here legally, definitely worth checking into.
Migrant advocates say the few committing crimes need better outlets.
Getting case managers, social workers, mental health.
I don't think they're going to show us the map. I want to find the map, I don't think. But I'll just pull one up on Google. Nah, but I guess this is going up into the update of the whole situation, because this was 6 hours ago and that other video was like 2 days ago. So I just mute that.
Therapists.
So sanctuary cities. All right, and after this one, man, I'll close up. Any questions or anything, but so let's get a lot of these. So Cali, dang, this ain't gonna stay up. It's annoying. So San Diego, of course, Cali, Los Angeles, and then Northern California. As you can see, a lot of areas over here. Las Vegas. Understand that these migrants know from the UN and all the information they've been given that they can go to these cities and they will be safe. They will be provided for. They will be given that credit card, that prepaid card, which all these cities will be providing. All right. Most of them. I know New York is the first one to provide it, but I'm sure since the government, these states are along the lines, they're working with Biden, right? Because as you can see, it's not every place. It's not every state. Because every state does not want this to happen, right? So you got this nation split in 2. But you got certain cities, certain states that are open to it. A lot of the East Coast, right? New York and all of that. Washington, D.C., Boston, all right, some Canada. So these are where migrants know they can go and be safe. Now, as you saw in that video, them guys are going to Georgia, but Georgia's not a sanctuary city. So either, me no speaker the English, either they gonna go to Georgia and they just gonna do crimes? Because I I think it was one of those guys, that main dude that was on the ground, he had been caught. A dude went into that in that video. He had been caught for like petty theft, petty larceny or whatever, 8 times beforehand, and they just arrested him and kicked him out over and over and over, right? Misdemeanors, okay? They're being really lenient on the migrants. So these brothers are headed to Georgia. All these migrants are going to begin spreading around. As I said, I'm over here in Cali, man, in the Antelope Valley, and is it a sanctuary city over here? Actually, yeah. The area I'm in is kind of... And the area I'm in, they just opened up this, like, homeless shelter thing. So maybe the migrants is coming over there. But I promise you, I saw about 50 of them in Walmart the other day. So they know to come here, you know, for some reason. Maybe they can go to L.A., so maybe they told them they can come up here too. And they probably just be taking the trains, the buses, et cetera, et cetera. They getting around. And they going to get to a city and they thinking they can come to Babylon and what, man, start a whole new life. Because a lot of Issachar used to come up here for what? For the currency. Because the currency is higher. They can make money and send it back to Mexico. So now I guess, hey, everybody's getting that idea and everybody's coming up in here. And the Chinese are sending people over here. Russians, Syrians, Ishmael sending people over here, et cetera, et cetera. What you want to look past? You want to look past this news. You want to look past this shit? It's bullshit, okay? Yeah, we talk about it and we break it down how it's, how they're being imprudent and unwise and all that, and it's breaking down. But look beyond the story and understand that this is an invasion. This is an invasion, okay? All for an appointed time. Regardless if it be purge, regardless if it be takeover, or regardless, okay? All for an appointed time. All the migrants, if brothers had watched that Muckrucker documentary, all the migrants are for Biden. And all the people that are fighting the border, that are at the border at Eagle Pass, are for Trump, okay? Even though they both working together, they don't know that. They're going to actually be fighting with some passion. They would actually be unaliving each other with some passion. How many of these wars are fought? You got people in the military. Watch that movie American Sniper. How he went into the military because of 9/11. He was like, man, I got to go fight for my country. Blah, blah, blah. If anybody's seen that movie. But then his brother got over there and he was like, man, this shit is some bullshit. Why we over here, et cetera, et cetera. Because his brother was realizing, man, it's some bullshit, right? We over here fighting for these people and these people ain't did nothing to us. Iraq wasn't even related to the terrorist attack, okay? Hey, man, a demon will lie to you. A demon will lie to you, and if you believe a lie, then that's on you. You know, we can't help you on that situation. So, hey, the elect, what? They do it so much that they think they can fool the elect, but that's impossible. All right? Yeah, most definitely. We could go through that and look at the bombs in the building. Okay? The holographic, all of that stuff. All right? But that's whatever. Use some discernment in that. We already know that. All right? So, with that being said, I hope this was an edifying breakdown. I hope y'all got some edification out of this. Just know that this whole thing with this migrant situation, they're processing 11,000 migrants at Eagle Pass every single day. All right? Let's do some math on that real quick. Let's do some math. Get the calculator out. So 11,000. 11,000, and let's say, let's just give it 5 months, or 6 months. 6 times 3, cause 6 times 30. So 11,000, 6 times 3 is 18. So let's say that's 180 days, give or take. So 11,000 times 180. Boom. That's almost 2 million migrants in half a year. right? And they want to ramp it up because it's not just Eagle Pass where they coming through. They coming through San Diego. They coming through New Mexico, right? They coming into Arizona. They're coming into all these border states, right? So it's not just Eagle Pass. That's just how many people coming through Eagle Pass in 6 months. I don't know how many people coming through San Diego, right? So, this stuff is this it's ramping up, man. As the brother said, coming over here for salvation or judgment, as the elders always say, as we've been saying, that in the spirit, we know that coming over, they're being gathered. This is all through the strength and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, being gathered in this place. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is gathering the 2/3. When we talk about 2/3 and 1/3, that whole scenario, Zechariah 13, that whole scenario is for America. That's not for Africa. That's not for the Israelites that are wicked in the UK, the Israelites that are wicked in Australia, the Israelites that are wicked in Japan. No, what would happen to them? We already went into that Ezekiel, what is it, 20th chapter? I just reiterated it one more time if brothers didn't hear that one. Because that's important. All right, Ezekiel 20th chapter. And we can start at 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith Yahawah power. Now, when Yahawah pleads with you, hey, he ain't begging you, dog. He's not, Yahawah not about to be on his knees talking about, oh, please be righteous, please. And this is going to be Yahawashi in the wilderness with us. All right? And none of that's going to be going on. Let's read on. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. And I will purge out from among you the rebels. These are the wicked 2/3. Hey, you may get picked up in Africa, being an Israelite, but you never came into this truth. You heard the brothers, but you scoffed and mocked the brothers. But the chariots just picked you up because that gathering has to be done, right? So, yeah, just like that, exactly. Getting back. So, you was in that live, Ox, so just like that brother's dream. This is what we're talking about again. Yeah, I'm just reiterating this for any brother or sister that didn't hear this. All right. And I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. And I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. The rebels, them that transgress against me. The wicked, the 2/3 in other countries. And they shall not enter into the land of Yasharahla, and ye shall know that I am Yahawah. So these brothers are going to be to purge out means to clean, to cleanse. All right. These brothers and sisters will not enter into the land. They will not reap the rewards that the righteous will get to share. All right. How they going to reap the rewards and benefits? And they didn't do no works. They didn't do no works. They didn't keep the laws and commandments, the statutes. They didn't go forth and produce fruit. They didn't bring one person in. They didn't talk or nothing. Right? They just sat, they scoffed, they mocked, they kept on living their wicked lives. All right, I'll get that for you. Luke. And we wrapping up, we closing. Luke 19 and 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. That's it. That's a great precept, the water. You know what I'm saying? The water, because that's a great precept for that. Yahawashi is going to be there, and just like that brother's dream, these 2/3 that are in other nations are going to be slayed in the wilderness. At that point in time, before then, that's why we telling brothers, get your emotions in check. Because when the king comes back, it ain't going to be all that effeminateness. He's not going to be doing all that talking. Yahawashi ain't doing no talking. All right, he might not even say one word, man. He coming with a great shout, a great wail, and it's just gonna be pew, 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 chariot fire here, laser beam. Pew, pew, pew. He ain't gotta say nothing. What is there to say? It's nothing left to say. The brothers on the corner have been speaking. He's been speaking through the brothers on the corners, through the brothers that's been talking and prophesying and professing his name. Second Esdras, man, second chapter, stood so boldly for the name, professed his name in the world so they may get those immortal bodies. That was when all the words was being said. When Amos 8 and 11 comes to pass and we go in the room, we Ezekiel 3rd chapter, we go in the house and shut the door and we hear all the screaming and the unaliving outside, ain't no more talking. And ain't no more talking. We done at that point. We just sitting and waiting patiently for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, for Yahawashi to crack them clouds with the chariots in the midst of Jacob's trouble. We just sitting waiting after the great tribulation so we can, be changed in the twinkle of an eye. It ain't gonna be no more talking. Yahawashi is not coming to talk. I say this all the time. He's not coming to make no peace treaties with nobody. You got a crown on your head. You a so-called president, which is a king. He's taking it. You either gonna bow down, kiss the ring, or get your ass thrown in the lake of fire. Which one you wanna do? You can do what the boy say? You can do this the easy way, or you can do this the hard way. Alright? Man. That's for my boondocks brothers out there. You know, I get that for you. Hebrews 1:1. So when Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi says he's gonna plead with you, it ain't no begging. I'm gonna destroy you. That's what it is. The choice is yours. Exactly. Hebrews 1:1. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets. Amos 3:7. He revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. All right, and the prophets are subject to the prophets. So when the brothers are speaking, you know if a brother is being truthful or not. You know if a brother is really studying or not, because he's gonna speak via the word that came via the prophets. That's why we quote. That's why we precept and line upon line. We speaking via the works that were done. We not just up here in our own mind. Right? That's a beautiful precept too. You know, so with that being said, man, just maintain yourselves. Stay in the faith, as always. And we come together and, hey, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is in the midst. Because, 8 people in here, me being 9, we gathered. That's more than 2. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is in the midst. So it's a beautiful thing. I get that for you too. Matthew 10:34. You know, so, hey, we ready for the wedding. We cry aloud every day and night, man. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Bring variance against his father. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Right? You know, all your people may not get it. Okay, if your people don't get it, they scoff and mock you, whatever. You understand it though. So you know that, hey, they may have to go on this side of the timeline. Okay, so be it. I'll bring them back in the kingdom. You ain't gonna be complaining when you got everlasting life. You know, it ain't gonna be none of that. What are they gonna do? For everlasting periods, forever, they're gonna be like, thank you. Thank you for trying to help me in Babylon. I didn't listen, but thank you. You gonna get that everlasting. You want that honor and praise? Like my elder Micah Allah said, man, we're gonna be mega stars in the kingdom. That's what the 144,000 is gonna be. Yahweh Ratazah, we be of that number. Mega stars. Okay? Nobody higher than us. We'll be these so-called elites that you never heard of, right? But they the richest in the world. They got trillions of dollars. What they call the black nobility, right? You know, because the fame is nothing. Everybody gonna wanna, Boy, come on, man. Mega stars. All right? Regardless. 100-fold is what Yahawashi promised he would give us. Many mansions. Whatever you need. Whatever you desired. That's why we put off this world right now. All the desires and things of this world is nothing to us. We know what's coming. Like the elder said today, man. All we have is hope and faith. We might be broke. We might be low. We might not have it. Whatever. All we got is hope and faith. With that, we are the richest people on this planet. All right? Just wipe your hands and dust your feet. Yeah. Just wipe your hands, yeah. Because that city won't listen. So as scripture say, hey, at that point in time, it's going to be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be more tolerable to be in Sodom and Gomorrah, and nobody survived out of that, than to be in this city. Because of Zechariah 14 and 12. Because of what's going to happen to them. Yes, Sodom and Gomorrah was gruesome. Nobody survived. The chariots came through and destroyed everybody. But, hey, that's death by fire, you know, and destruction and all that. But guess what? It's not even going to compare to how these nukes are going to peel off your skin and destroy your eyeballs and the sockets and destroy your tongue and your mouth. Right? And then on top of that, the chariots are going to be shooting again. So, more tolerable to be in Sodom and Gomorrah than to be in Babylon when she is destroyed. That's why the brothers wipe their dust off their feet and keep it moving. Don't linger in a place too long. Forget this place. They don't want to listen. They want to be stiff-necked, stubborn. That's what they was in their lot. They walking in their lot. You can't change their lot. Don't try to change their lot. You tell them once or twice, they not listening, let it go, let it be. They gonna have their heads down. Our people gonna have their heads down, most definitely. Alright, in shame for a time period. Okay, then eventually, you know, they gonna be alright. Cause even the 2/3 is gonna have at least 15 wives and kids in the kingdom, and be above every heathen and every Edomite, right? Even the 2/3 are gonna be above these clowns, man. You know, because at the end of the day, they are Israelites. Isaiah 45 and 17. But yeah, they gonna be in shame for a minute. Okay, especially your Jay-Z's, your Beyoncé's, your Diddy's, right? Who broke every law in the book, damn near. All right? You know, and got blood on his hand, literally and spiritually. Because he's, orchestrated murders and spiritually orchestrated murders. That boy Diddy, man. Dr. Dre's, Snoop's, whoever it be, man. Tupac's, you know. That's how I knew that poor yet rich dude was off, man. You got a whole picture of Tupac on there like he did something special. Dude was a mo. If you really go into it, he sold his soul, man. Long in like 94, he sold his soul. Alright? He did some weird stuff. But that ain't, you know. And you check stuff. You use discernment, and you can tell if these brothers is off. If they doing things contrary to this doctrine, they off. It ain't no, but you know we could do this. Nah, that's off. That's off. Alright? You know. Rest on Shabbat. Then backs ahead. Yeah, Khan. And the Edomites is gonna love the Shabbat. They gonna love to get the rest on the Shabbat. You know, they go, Master, it's the Shabbat that's coming in. Khan, the water. You need anything before the sun goes down? You know, speaking as a man, though. But for real, though, they going to rest on the Shabbat. And the whole planet is going to rest on the Shabbat. The entire planet. The animals, whatever. You know, the animals, the lion is going to be eating the cud, the grass. It ain't going to no longer be on some, you know. I'm going to have a couple lions and tigers on my residence, you know. But hey, man, I ain't about to rant. I hope this was a good, edifying lesson, man. With that being said, I'm going to say Shalawam to you, brothers. Kwam Tazahawam, Kwam Yasharahla. Shalawam.